and why they're good and why they help your program. They help supplement every single gym, and they can be difficult at times, but they definitely help, and there are a few reasons why. First, it's good so that people who don't really want to commit to doing a whole program or a whole 8 weeks or anything, they can come, try out your gym and see what they like. And so in GymCast, we're really good with trying to get people into our dance clinics or our cheer clinics or our tumbling flip-flop shops, and we can do the same with trampoline over at Desert and the Ninja, etc. It helps you promote on social media and on media around your gym. So once you have an event, you get somebody to take some video of it. If you have something really cool and you're running it, please get somebody over there to video it so we can use it on the screens, or we can use it in promotional videos or on YouTube, etc. So those are really good things. And it helps give staff extra opportunity to make money, and if they have those chance to come in and head that, then we also do different splits that way too. Performances give opportunities for parents to spread the word for you. So when you have the spring festival or you have a showcase, that's the time that everybody's got their camera out and they're posting, and they talk about you, your gym, and how great a coach that Miss Carissa is. Okay, so that's a really important thing as well. And it helps the positivity and buzz just about your gym, because it's something that we get up, bring the family to, and go watch and promote how great it is. Your kids have so much fun. So the number one thing, this is our next flip-flop shop. It's Friday, July 3rd. Friday. Oh, that's wrong. Whoops, we got an error on our thing. I took this off our website, but it's on Saturday. And we do a 1-hour clinic, and there's a lot of things that we do to try to help organize it, because it's a quick 1 hour. So you don't want to bring them in and just be like, okay, now what do we do? Let's start organizing. If you do it that way, it doesn't run well. You want it to be a nice, efficient 1 hour clinic, so that you want to get a lead person together and they organize it. You can we pay a commission, higher pay, for that person to organize everything, because it is a lot of extra work. You have to come in early. We want to divide them up by level and figure out what your stations around the gym are going to be. I like to say, in coaching in all ways, always think in threes. Think of 3 rotations, 3 items at each rotation, a drill, a basic, and an actual skill. So you can always add more, but if you can at least get 3, okay, you're going to start with this, you go to that, and then here's where we're going to work on our back handspring down the cheese into the pit or whatever. For performances, so this is one of our old spring festivals. A parent posted this video montage, and I found it, and I just took a little screenshot from it. But they showed her getting ready for her spring festival. They showed her putting on her makeup and getting her picture taken and then coming in. And it was a video of every single part of her presentation. And that's really hard to read, huh? But performances help you. They're a chance for you. Let me see, is that a focus issue? No, not that. This one I need else in. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Okay, so is that readable? Okay, maybe it's my eyes. Never mind. Okay, so a chance for your kids to show off without what they teach. Great advertising with posting on social media. Is that blurred? It is to me. The green, yeah. It might be my font. Okay, note to self, change color. Okay, gives kids something to work for. So even though like our spring festival is a huge event, we had over 400 kids in it this year, and it's a little bit hard to organize getting the routines and getting everybody to know them, it's a great way for them to show off and what they have learned. And so it also gives the coach, oh yeah, I want them to be able to do their cartwheel correctly, so let's work a little bit more on that cartwheel, or help them do stations that help them with that cartwheel. All right, next, specialty skills in choreography. So when you have something that's really hard to set up, like a flyaway, or something that's a little bit more challenging, we do, Desert Gym Cats this year did some power clinics and some kip clinics and some things that are a little bit more difficult. So those we charge usually for those. But then we do choreography, trying to remember routines. We try to help them learn those. We usually don't charge for those because we're trying to help make it easier on the teacher and teaching in class. Outside clinicians is the last thing we're talking about, but it's an opportunity for staff to learn, which is really great, and also great way for kids to hear corrections from someone else. So just to make a note about all these girls and boys who are helping us demonstrate today, you should see some of the kids who did it many, many, many years ago. They come back into the gym and they actually do a lot better because they've listened to what the coaches said, they heard from different people, and it was an opportunity for them to try out different corrections and different stations and drills. And anytime you expose kids or yourself to something different and challenge, like we talked about yesterday, being uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, that helps broaden your skills and it makes you a stronger, better professional. All right, so now we are going to split up into our two divisions. We're going to do the flip-flop shop starting on the back floor, so that will be the red iPad. And then the cheer is going to be starting over here on this front floor. I'm going to turn the mic over to Janessa. It's really good to learn those basics in case you ever want to sub or incorporate cheer, or maybe there's a kid in your class who wants to learn cheer, but you're in a gymnastics class. You could say, hey, here are a few drills. You're really good at that. Maybe you want to try cheerleading.
Ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
If you are here for the cheer thing, you can write stations on the side, so we can move over and out of that a little bit. That is the idea.
I have 4 fabulous helpers today, so thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. I'm going to start in the order that I think that you should teach these items, starting with like the easiest to kind of where we apply them. And these are basics that you can build on, okay? So this is just like what I think is like core, foundational, cheerleading stuff to know. So first thing we're gonna work on is kind of like motions, because that takes almost zero skill to do a motion, right? You can walk in and put your arm in a place, okay? That's the idea. But can you guys take your fingers, curl them in, and you're gonna take your thumb and try to put it on your pinky finger or your ring finger all the way over there. If you look at it, you should have like a little cinnamon roll, is what I like to call them here. So anytime we do a cheer motion, we're gonna hold our cinnamon rolls to the audience. You wanna show your big cinnamon rolls. So can you guys put your arms up, show me your cinnamon rolls? Excellent. Okay, before we continue, just for the sake of being able to see everybody, can you guys find a pink dot on the floor and stand on it? Yay, and these are my favorite Velcro spots, so it makes it easy for me to prepare ahead of time, put them on the floor, and then they know where to stand without me going, oh no, you're a little off. Put your feet on. Okay, this, the other thing we do with our hands is we use blades, so we squeeze all of your fingers together, including your thumbs, so that's pretty easy. So I'm going to do like that, I do with blades. Yep, pretty good, and it's the same thing, just like when you have your fists. Your thumb's kind of pointing down, and you do your blade, your thumb is kind of pointing to your audience. Cool. This blade, when we clap, it's hard for me to do this with a microphone, but clapping is the same. You use your blades, you clap your hands together. Yup, perfect. Keep your elbows in. We don't want to do the, straight lines, just like gymnastics, right? A little bit straight lines. And then a clasp.
If someone want to maybe go hold the microphone.
And then you're going to cut your hands and put that. Sorry. Any of them. Okay, yes. So we're here. Now make it like super straight. It should be right by your temples. Yep, and then your thumbs are kind of together. So you want to make like a little butterfly here. There we go. Very good. Okay. So what we don't want to do is put fingers together, because it's hard to undo. So first one is the high knee, which is kind of, yeah, Miss Lisa's got it. Can you copy her? Yeah, pretty good. I'm gonna go around, hold it. I'm gonna go around and push you a little bit. So this is trying really hard. Got the straight arms and just gonna move it out so it's more of a V. Yep, and then show me the cinnamon roll. So and this happens a lot where we're like, I'm gonna show you the baby cinnamon roll. No, this is a good one. If you were doing a motion here, then I see your baby cinnamon rolls. So we all go from a V to kind of a okay. Yeah, alright, pretty good. And this is obviously like not super fun to do, so I do this kind of with my warm up. So I'll have them do like a high V and like step back and forth over the line, or try to hold your arms up while you skip, or something like that. Okay, clean is very important. So after skill, before anything, snap your sides, put your hands down, same blades here. So make sure your thumbs are in. We call these spider fingers. And then, like, just because they're in the formation already, I'm going to do a little thing with them in the formation. Dance teachers usually have an easier time with their classes than gymnastics teachers, mostly because they are used to counting 5, 6, 7, 8 over and over and over again. So, we're going to do that right now. I'm going to give you a 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the D, you are going to walk forward to the line in front of you. And then doing and left, you're going to walk backward to the line behind you. Okay, every number you're going to clap. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we'll switch. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and these girls are fantastic because we have not prepared anything. They found out this morning when they were doing these, so excellent stuff. But I do stuff like that all the time. Like anytime you see me going forward, we'll switch lines. Now maybe I'll have you do like a forward roll or a cartwheel, you know, so it's not super hard or interesting, but it looks cool when it's like, so, I don't know, humans love patterns, right? So if you're a little creative, you can make that work. Then we're going to go to stations. So I have 5, 7, 5, one more than puzzles here, but I'm going to start down these little green triangle mats here. The left. Yeah, come stand kind of on the back here. Okay, so you're going to put one hand on each side, and then I want you to straight arms, hold a tuck position. Show me that. Perfect. Okay, so this is mimicking when you like jump into a stunt. You want these straight arms. It's just like on the bars, on the parallel bars, and that. And I might have them do a game. How long can you hold it? Get a piece. You know, all the good things that we do for a class. When that is good, I know we have straight arms. I'll add a mat down here. Okay, we're gonna try this. Put your feet on there, and then can you like hurt your back a little? No. So if there's a mat here, she can put her toes on it, and then we're looking for like booty out, archy back. And this is actually more balanced. We want shoulders in line with toes. It's a little advanced. So first version, just pulling our knees up, cool. And then second version, you get now jump in, put your toes on there, and then you're gonna arch your back, bend knees, kind of chest out. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, but then we're mimicking jumping into someone's hands, so that's that one. D, you want to do the next one? Okay, I have shorty side on this side with a little booster mat, so you can just stand up here. We're going to put one foot on top, and you're going to step up to a crossing. Right, you know that. Okay, with your high knees. So tight fist here, nice straight arms. We're looking for this to be up pretty high, nice and flat. I always tell the girls if you have a plate of green peas, you know, you let your leg go down, all your peas will fall off your plate. So you want to keep it up nice and high, and that'll keep the peas on your plate. Pretty good. And then my tallest moves will go on the side. So these are both like flyer drills. I have some fun partner ones for basing, but they're a little tricky, so I don't recommend them if it's your first game. middle of this big red mat. Sometimes I only use like, I'll do like 2 quick pillows on top of each other, something big and squishy. You're gonna hit that cone position, so both hands. Okay, so the goal of this one, because toe touches are slightly different than straddle jumps, we're trying to pick our feet up in front of us a little more than just go out to the side. So this one helps them get their legs up. You're trying to hold it there and then fall to the mat. Can you face that and do one more? All right, pretty good. And this happens a lot because they're like, just getting used to the motions and everything. But do one more. Start with your feet together. Hit your cone, and then when you bend, your arms are going to touch your knees. So bend and then jump. Yeah, pretty good. And then you want to hit that T. Yeah, it's your turn. I have just a regular panel mat. Good old panel mat. We love these for stations. So you can do cartwheels, rolls, whatever you want, but just add a cheer motion in front of it. So can you start on this side? Put 1 foot up on the mat, hit a high knee, that little tight fist. Yeah, so she's going to start in a high knee, she's going to cartwheel over, and I want you to end in your high knee too. So when you pull your arms up, just hit your high knee. Very good. Pretty good. Yep, that's perfect. So, and Charlotte's here too. Perfect. Charlotte, come on over. Power hurdles. That's my other favorite. That's something we all kind of work with, especially gymnastics. But anytime you see like running, tumbling in a cheer routine, usually they're starting from a power hurdle. So can you jump over the red to the yellow? And then step and cartwheel round. So step. Oh, yep. So that's a good one. The other more advanced one I do is like a seat roll on this. So I don't know if that dance fans know what I'm talking about. You guys know. My microphone closer. You're working on getting from one color to the other, but that's like my more advanced group. Usually that's a little tricky if we're just getting started. The key to recreational cheer classes is to make it fun and not overwhelming and not to harp on the details too much. Okay, if they're getting the general idea, that's good. I always imagine I'm preparing my girls just to try out or like go to do school cheer at some point in their life. We're getting a taste for it. It's not life or death, right? We're not even competing. So. Stunting, the part everybody's like the the most scared for. So, let's see. Can you guys all stand on this red tape? Sometimes I make a game and go, can you put yourself shortest to tallest? Yeah, awesome. Okay, so making stunt groups is pretty straightforward. I usually make the shortest person my top girl, my flyer. Can you go stand on a pink dot over there? Nice. My tallest friend is going to be my back spot, okay? I always make the back spot like the boss. She's in the middle, she's in the back. She rarely gets seen because everybody's in front of her. So she gets to be boss of the stunt. That means if they're doing like reps by themselves, she's the one who counts, 5, 6, 7, 8, that kind of thing. Be careful, obviously, if you have one of the really confident, great young women that we're trying to build, then just make sure she's talking nicely to her friends there. So go ahead, can you go stand behind? Beautiful. And then let's see here. I'm gonna make you two partners, and you're gonna stand one on one side, one on the other, facing each other. And then you stay there, you're good. Okay, so I call this a house. I've heard a lot of other little cute things to call it, but every time we start a stunt, we kind of start in our house here. Bases are my friends here, my matching friends, flyer, back spot. To start, I'm gonna have my bases go on your knees. So all the way down on your knees, booty to your ankles. Yep, now, back up a little bit. Can you guys scoot together so your knees are touching? Yes, I always joke that if you can't smell each other's stinky breath, then you're not close enough. So that's how close my bases need to be. Stunting's a lot like climbing a tree. I know we probably don't do a lot of that in the desert, so I'm gonna give you a little rundown of how to climb a tree and how to stunt. You're gonna step in their pocket, so as close to their body as possible. Don't walk on them quite yet. You can put your foot up there to get set, but as close to the body as possible. The closer to the knee, the more pain, the heavier you are, okay? So that's that. My bases are gonna wrap your arm around her leg and then grab her toe with that hand. Pretty good. Nope, not that one. Yeah. So this way, they have their elbow behind. They can use their whole arm to kind of hold her up in the back, and then they're grabbing her toe, so if she like slides forward, they have her toe there. You don't step out there yet, hang on. You're gonna be on her waist. So usually there's a hip bone and a rib bone. We wanna grab right in between those, and you're gonna use like your palms or the middle. Don't claw your friend, and no hurting people. So for this one, as soon as she puts her foot up, you're gonna do that little grab, wait for her to go up. And then your other hand can just hold on to the leg wherever you feel comfortable, wherever you feel like you're helping. And then you're gonna step up, step, step, and hit a nice high V. And then I'm gonna say come down. We're gonna let her feet go so she can step down, okay? Let's go, can I give you a 5, 6, 7, 8? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, nice. And then if we don't need this hand, you can wave. Ooh, yeah. Wave with a straight arm though. Yeah, big motions because we're performing. There you go. All right, and then we're gonna come down. So walk it down. Pretty good. Do we think we can go a little higher? Okay, so then next step after they master down here, because we should be doing our baby steps up. You don't want to start with the highest thing. Safety first. We're gonna put one leg up. You want one foot in front and one foot behind. And your knees should still be touching. Yes, excellent. You guys are such good demo people here. All right, so same thing here, only this time you are gonna put your hands on their shoulders. So you're gonna be a little more in control of your own destiny here, okay? And then you lift, lift, lift. My other rule for the back spot is they're the last person to let go, okay? So you need to make sure both of her feet are on the ground and she's all set, and then you can be like, all right, good, awesome, wave, yay. All right, so same thing. Whoop, hang on, put that foot down. So we're gonna start here. I'm gonna give you 5, 6, 7, 8. First foot's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna hold 5, 6, 7, 8. Foot goes down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So 1s, 3s, 5s, 7s. Those are usually the numbers to do stuff on. Okay, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Foot 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand up 5, 6, 7, 8. Down 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good. And they're so close to the ground, you know, they can catch themselves when they tip over, but mostly my bases, this is a good time to engage the core, remind them of all those stabilizing muscles. But from here, you can also, I'm gonna have you take a break. If you only have 3 friends, I'm gonna have you step up to a passe. Can you do that? So you're gonna put one foot up, we're gonna wrap it around, same way. And then do a big step up, ready, set, go. Yeah, that's okay. So don't lean away from her. Try to stay right on top of her. Straight line down this leg. One more try. Ready? And lift, lift, lift. Nice. Very good. And then all the different body positions you can do. You can do a liberty. You can do like heel stretch, or you grab your foot. Arabesques are good, except for I find that we drop our chest down all the time. So if you're willing to nitpick that, that's a good thing. But these are kind of just like basic skills that I do. You know, I do the cheer intensives and I try to see what the kids like. So if we really like stunting, we'll focus on stunting. If they're like, oh, this is hard, I don't want to do it, then I'm like, cool, we're going to do stations. We'll figure out tumbling passes for everybody. Like the key is to make sure everyone's enjoying what they're doing. Sometimes I have friends who are like, I really don't want a base, and I can totally trade Antonia and Eve out, and like it'll still work just fine. They don't have to be perfectly the right size, as long as you have responsible friends. So, all right. I think that's all I have. Questions, comments, anything that we want to know that I didn't cover? Sometimes if I have enough kids, I'll use a front spot. Most of the time I'm the front spot because that's just the easiest place for me to catch, and they do tend to go forward, but I always tell them to get off on the back, like the same way you got up. It's kind of the rule there. But I keep them at like below waist level, and once I'm like solid, we got it there, then we might go to like standing waist level, then shoulder. So
The only difference in tricking is that you are allowed to use obstacles and balls and cars. Tricking, however, you're only allowed to use a flat ground.
yes, yeah. So that's why we start as close to the ground as possible.
Can you
But-
repeat the question, Janessa, just because we can't? Can you repeat the question?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
The
it's
question was, do I teach them how to fall safely, or because obviously they're going to fall while they're learning it. You know, there's going to be that's part of learning, right? We fall down. So I mean, it's just like I run class just like a normal gymnastics class. So you know, during their stations or something, I'll be like, make sure you know keep your arms in, don't throw your arm down, try to land on your feet as much as possible. All those rules apply, you know, during stunting too. So and then really my back spot is the boss and the best person because they are supposed to be the last person to let go. So if the flyer goes down, I'm expecting my back spot to go down with her if she's doing her job. But I would make it 2 groups. Honestly, I do partners. So like at the end where I did like the group of 3, I'd probably put like Antonia and Valette together because I know that Antonia can lift Valette, like the littlest and then when they're all kind of the same size, it's like doesn't matter who does what, and we can figure out where we're best. And honestly, when you do warm-ups, when you do stations, you can see what kid can engage their core muscles or who's going to wobble, that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, so I try to discourage the woo, you know, because that just gets a little hard on the ears if like 15 of them are wooing at the same time. So I always try to get them to see like, go Cats, let's go team, like fire up, whatever you want to say. But they are reluctant to yell their own things. I'm not going to lie. It is hard to get kids to break out of their shell, especially when it's their first time. Say it one more time.
Next one, we're going to use a turn ball.
So
A turn
yeah, so I was just saying, Cassie said, like, if you have 5 or 6 kids, like, what do you do? I would put them in, like, 2 groups of 3 or a group of 2. So they're doing partner stunts in the thigh stand. Low, not. So for us, our Lions class is basically doing all thigh stands, and then my Tigers class is going about shoulder level. And I'm like, you got to prove to me that you can do that safely before I go higher. So I'm sure parents appreciate that. That's my... yes.
Awesome. Hands down, then through that. This was a little scary, especially on this. I would not pop up on this. This is very common. You would pop up again. Okay? We all know we got bounce back, safety ball, speed ball, pop up, and turn ball.
So Sam asked if I have like a taller girl who like really wants to fly, but you know the rest of the class is like littler than her. Like, how do I approach that? Which is a great question because it honestly happens a lot. But I might let her like step on my leg. I might have her be like the demo person so she can like give it a try. And then like, you know, honestly, kids are smart. And if you're like, well, you know, usually we go by height and you're the tallest. So, you know, maybe next week we'll have someone who's taller and we can like get you up in the air. But I'm not opposed to it. It's not like you're never going to fly, but just for today, it's not going to work. So that's
You
usually
can call
my...
a team kid over. Like if you ever had a situation, you could even like have a team kid come over and be a helper too, or like one of the
I'm
like a 9 or 10 come and be the base real quick for her if that would make them happy.
Me and Lauren had to run in for Spring Fest and help my Tigers do their big stunt because we had a couple girls who were going to be there who then couldn't be there, and I didn't want to take the whole stunt out because they worked so hard to do it and it didn't seem fair to them. So I was like, you know, so yeah, I'm like, obviously there's like a level of touching that's not okay, and if you like accidentally touch their butt or something, make sure you say like, hey, sorry, that was an accident. But like it's not, I don't think it's inappropriate to stunt with them, especially if it's someone who might not get to otherwise. out. Good. Yes. Okay. Birthday parties. I'm like, yeah, I can start it, but so I'm like the birthday party setup person usually because I'm here for open gym. So I usually do like all the obstacle courses by myself. But I think Taylor wants to talk about it in the order that it happens. So we're gonna walk you through kind of a birthday party experience. But it starts with me setting up all the obstacle courses ahead of time. So
Can you film this real quick?
yeah, so that's great because that's what kids do too. Put your hands down. Yeah, don't go on your back, you're on your seat. Yeah. And then when you go, you want to fling this foot forward so you can land in this. Yeah. Hey, Lisa. There you go. You can be a cheerleader. I'll put you on the team.
It's a great day.
I'm ready. I'm gonna.
Okay.
All right, you.
Ooh.
I'm so sorry. The mic back there is really quiet. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so I feel like I'm still too loud. No?
it's
Okay. We're going to go over birthday parties. If you want to work a party and you don't know what you're doing, or if you think you cannot work a birthday party, we're doing a quick birthday rundown. I might go out of order, but if you have any questions, let me know. Our birthday parties here spend 1 hour in the gym, and those do need to be efficiently used. These people are paying kind of a lot for a birthday party, and this is a lot of we get a lot of enrollment from parties. They'll come for a birthday party, and they'll have so much fun that they have to sign up for a class. And that's kind of the point of the party, is getting new people in here, trying it out. If they do not have fun, they're obviously not going to come back. So that is the most important part. So we do have 1 hour in the gym. I will always start it out with a quick jog warm up, get them moving right away. There's nothing, like no parent wants to come to a birthday party and they come out and they line up and they stand there, right? It needs to be fun and active. We got to be moving. So I'll tell them that we're coming out for a quick jog. It's going to be a little tour, and I will set kind of the expectations because you'll have, birthday parties. It's any level of kid. So you'll have the kid that really wants to do open gym. And they're like, when are we doing open gym? The whole time. So we'll come out and I'll say, Janessa is really good about this too. We have 3 obstacle courses we're going to do first. And then on our jog, we'll go around the gym and I'll be like, ooh, this is our first obstacle course. Then we're going to do this one. Here's where the bathrooms are. Here's the water fountain. Feel free to go at any time. And I show them where the obstacle courses are because if they've never been here before and you walk into this place, it's overwhelming. There's a lot to look at. There's a lot of mats. It can be scary for little kids. So you just have to help them, realize that here, this is what we're going to do. And then it's not a surprise that they have to do 3 obstacle courses before we do open gym. With that being said, I tried to do the least to most exciting obstacle courses in that order. So if you're here at Gym Cats, I will usually start on this floor, the one general obstacle course. It's fun. Obstacle courses are fun, but it's, nothing too exciting, right? Then we'll go over to the vault area where they get to do punching and bouncing, and that's a little bit more exciting. And then, so you're gonna have that kid that's like, is it open gym time yet? And I'll be like, ooh, you see that silk over there? Once we finish that obstacle course, we get to do open gym. Give them something to look forward to, because they're really here for the open gym, but we do want them to practice some kind of, organized and gymnastics and little things like that. Oh, yes. When they do come in and we do our quick jog, you're always going to have stragglers, those people that can't be on time to anything. So after our quick jog, we do a group game. For us, we usually do musical hula hoops. It's the easiest. No one gets excluded. We'll lay out 10 hula hoops in a circle. Music plays. We'll tell them to skip around or jump around, hop on one foot, dance around, hop in the hula hoop when the music stops. Get rid of hula hoops. This is actually a good way if you have a big party that needs to split into 2 groups.
will do it until you get down to 2 hula hoops, right? And they are somewhat split evenly instead of being like, okay, I'm gonna have you guys go this way. This hula hoop starts over here, this hula hoop starts over here. It gives you time for your stragglers to come in. People are still gonna come in late, that's fine. It's a little bit easier to get started that way. So musical hula hoops is kind of our go-to. It doesn't have to be that, but it is kind of the easiest. Get it done, they're dancing around. It is kind of fun. So for obstacle courses, we did want to go over. Some people are like, I'm terrible at setting up obstacle courses. And there are such things as bad obstacle courses, but it's also really easy to just make them a little bit better with like simple fixes. So this obstacle course that we have right here, ideally it looks pretty spectacular, but half of it is actually our good obstacle course and half of it is our bad obstacle course. Can you tell which side is which? Yeah, so ideally when you're doing an obstacle course, you have to have lots of levels, right? They are really just walking in a circle or climbing in a circle, so the more it goes up and down, the more fun they're gonna have. Plus your advanced kids or the ones with a little bit of a challenge, they can jump over a mat or skip a mat or roll over a mat, right? So the more levels you have, the better. Ideally, you would avoid using super squishy mats. So right here, if Lauren went to go across this, thanks Lauren. First of all, it's not Velcroed in. That's problem number 1. Any obstacle course has to start and end with a Velcro mat or an absurdly heavy mat that's hard to move, okay? So this side has just those squares at the end and then these stairs that are not Velcroed. That's why your octagons are moving. Plus it's a squishy octagon. You do have to remember that these kids generally haven't touched our mats before. Like we have that one set of stairs that you can step on and go right to the floor, right? A kid's not gonna know that. They're gonna step on it like it's a stair and completely eat it. So you need to make sure you're aware of that when setting up obstacle courses. Because then if you look at this other side, it starts with a Velcro, it ends with the Velcro. There's lots of up and downs, right? There's like little challenges. They can try to stand on one foot somewhere. It's a little bit more exciting. Does that kind of make sense? So obstacle courses, at our gym, we set up usually for the one on this floor, which is just a circle obstacle course. It's not overly exciting. What makes the birthday party exciting is the coach, right? Because anyone can come out and be like, okay, 10 laps here, and then we're gonna do 5 laps here, and then we'll do open gym. And that's not fun, right? You do need to be a character, like you're expected to like entertain these kids, right? So if you see that they're getting really bored and they've only been on an obstacle course for 2 minutes, it's your job to switch it up and make sure they're having fun. I'll tell them they can't touch any blue mats. Turn around, go backwards on the obstacle course. No feet. Try to go around just on your hands and your knees. Don't use your hands. Switch it up. It is your job to make sure they're having fun. And if they are not having fun on something you're doing, it's you. You're the problem. Does that make sense? So for, we do the obstacle courses. We'll go over open gym rules, but really, really fast. Once again, parents don't want to see sitting and waiting. So super, super quick rules. We do it so that there's like an end in sight. The birthday kid stands up on the vault table, and as soon as we finish going over the rules, they get to jump in and everyone yells happy birthday, and that's like they're okay to go play, right? So as long as there's an end in sight and you keep it kind of quick. For our open gym, we do try to keep it pretty basic for birthday parties, just since most of these kids haven't been here before. So it's not like a typical open gym. We try to stick to one. I'll tell them they can use anything that they've already been on, because we've done that together and I know that they know what to do there and that it's safe. We'll do pit, we'll do trampoline. We always set up the Tarzan swing in the back. Kids love to do that. The rings are also really good. But it's anything that you have to make sure that you're within reason with them, right? You can't just watch kids go over on the high beam, because one's gonna split it and be traumatized for life, right? So that's also your job. Adrian?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, so her question was, do we have a specific mat setup? Was that your question? Like for the rings? Within the same idea, so we always have a canyon block for them to go from. Make sure there's nothing around it so you can move it forward and back for the height of the child. That's one thing, is like you'll have the birthday party of all 10-year-olds, but their 2-year-old got to bring their friends too. So you do have to plan for like different heights. But canyon block, everything needs to be overly padded. You need to expect the worst at birthday parties. This is a kid that's probably never done, you have to imagine this kid's never done sports before, maybe just learned how to walk, right? You got to go over those things, extra padding, not putting their hands behind them. But we don't have like a specific set, but a good, nice, squishy mat. You can't use this really sad pit pillow that has no cushion. Like, I would not deem that an appropriate mat to swing on. Does that kind of make sense?
Taylor, do you ever is it ever tricky? Are you having tips if like a level 3 gymnast comes, but she brings all her friends that have never, like, where she's pretty advanced and that she might get bored with some of the things? Like, is there a way to manage that, or does that not even happen?
Ooh, yes, that actually happened recently. One of our level 3s had a surprise birthday party, and it was half of our level 3 team and half of her school friends. In that instance, sometimes we will try to split it in half. The kids that haven't really done it before, they'll go in their own group, and then the kids that have, if they don't want to split, there has to be some kind of compromise, right? So for each birthday party, we have to do at least one gymnastics skill in my books. I think we should be doing more than that. But when I do it, I make sure everyone does at least one forward roll on the bar, right? But when those upper level kids came around, they got to show off one cool trick, and it was on a baby bar to them, right? They thought it was the coolest thing that they got to show their school friends a kip on a really small bar. Or I'll have them, the teen kids try to help their friends. Say, hey, you know how to forward roll, do you think you can show them? That's kind of one way to go about the different levels. Also just making it a game, right? Instead of just going around the obstacle course, give them a game to focus on so they're not focused on being bored doing a silly obstacle course that they probably have set up 10 times in the gym. Does that kind of make sense? So try to incorporate the fun outside of it. But also, if you know it's going to be a birthday party of all teen kids, we will adjust. We won't set up the same. We had like a 12-year-old boy recently, so we set up a whole ninja birthday party instead of doing the normal. And you can just rearrange, like use the mats that you normally would and just say it's ninja. That's way more exciting by itself if you just say that. No, you're good. That's a good question. She's asking if the parents come out into the gym or if they don't come out into the gym. Is that what you're... we allow them out in the gym. So when I go in and I call the birthday party out, I walk in and I'm like, ooh, who's my birthday kid? Because I can never remember their name. I'm really bad at that. So they'll come over and they'll run on out and I get the kids ready and I'll say, hey parents, you are more than welcome to come out into the gym with your kid. Our insurance does not allow you to play on any of the equipment. As fun as it would be, you're not allowed to touch anything, but you are more than welcome to come out and help out, make sure your kid's following instructions, or just come and hang out. You will still always have a parent that is living in their glory days that will try a back handspring or something. So you do have to keep an eye out for that of the parents. But generally the parents can be really helpful. When I'm going, if I know the party's being a little crazy and the kids are not listening, I will come grab the parents and say, hey, we're gonna go over rules for open gym. I'm gonna need you guys to listen too. And that makes them kind of like, oh, I should kind of keep an eye on my kid while I'm out here. So we do let the parents come out, but we do not force them to come out if they want to stay in. I actually prefer that. I think it's a lot more fun. But it really does not matter either way.
I also, when I know I have a younger birthday party, when like the kid's turning 4 and they're bringing their 3-year-old friends, I'll like specifically tell the parents, I'll go, hey, by the way, if you know your child might not have the full upper body strength to hold themselves up on the rings, feel free to come out and give them some help, just so your coaches can make sure all your kids are safe.
That is true. If they're young, we can ask for the parents to come out, especially like the 2-year-old parties. Like those parents have to come out with their kids. But generally 5 and 6-year-olds, parents are kind of in between. They'll stay in or come out. But little kids, do not feel uncomfortable to go ask a parent to come help their child too. I used to think I'd be like, no, I should be able to handle it. And there are some kids that it's only an hour you're going to deal with them. It's not like it's going to be a magic fix. So I'll come in and say, hey, I think Susie's kind of having a hard time following this obstacle course. Can you come over and help her? Or, hey, I think she could really use her mom right now.
Yep.
Yes.
We're done with this. Yeah, right? Are we done?
Is that? Go ahead. I'll go in front of you. It's a 2-for-1 deal, guys. You get 2 presentations at the same time. The last 5 to 7 minutes of our birthday parties is flying them. We fly the birthday kid as a gift from us to them, and I always explain that because you always put the birthday kid up, and little Johnny's like, "Can I go next?" And I'm like, "Oh no, buddy, I don't have Hulk strength to lift all of you." So I always explain, "Oh, this is our gift to the birthday child. So if you want to fly, maybe you can have your birthday party here." That has sold a lot of people on having their birthday party here, which seems ridiculous. But if a kid gets to fly, that's what's most important. I will go over how to fly in the harness if that's like one of the things stopping you from working birthday parties, because you're like, "Oh, I don't know how to fly them." It's really easy. If you want to follow us over after this, I will teach you guys how to fly and work the timing of it and do that. Flying, I do about 5. I leave 5 to 7 minutes. I try to keep them up in the air as long as I can, but I am not the Hulk. 7 is generally too long, but you have to account of like, we bring them over. We tell them they can grab a foam. Once the kid's up in the air and I say they can do so, they can throw foams at them. That's time consuming. Afterwards, my general goal, I try to get them a group picture while they're out in the gym, and if I'm able to, generally they're already at the trampoline, so we'll just sit there. But if I have time, I'll bring them over to anything that says Gym Cats, right? The fast track, not fast track. The trampoline does have the little G's all around it, but I try to get their group picture with something that says Gym Cats, because you know every mom has to post that on Facebook, and that's like a lot of people that are seeing that Gym Cats G, and they're gonna say, "Ooh, that looks like a fun birthday party," right? So everything's basically advertisement. So I try to always offer a group picture, one, because you have to wrap up the party and get them together anyways. Offer that service. I'm sure some of you as parents realize that you've had a birthday party and you didn't get a picture of everyone here, right? So I try to do like that as like a service to them. Yeah. Yes, we'll fly anyone. Yes, we will fly anyone. Sometimes we have to get a little creative. We'll put foamies in to fill in the harness, but we will, or we'll do like a little swing. If someone's bigger, I've flown a lot of people that are like way bigger than me. It will take 2 people, and that is fine. People do not find that embarrassing. I used to be like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna think I'm so weak I can't fly their child." They don't care. Their kid is up in the air having fun. So don't be embarrassed to be like, "Oh, me and Janessa have gotten real close trying to fly some people together," and we can definitely go over that. Do you guys have any more questions? Good job, Lauren. For birthdays, yeah. Oh, that's a good question. So I do, well, first of all, I push the obstacle courses as far as I can get them. So each obstacle course is about 5 to 7 minutes. Of course, they're not all going to be the same. So I try to push it. Generally, I make sure it's never more than 20 minutes of open gym. Because they'll start getting crazier and crazier and trying harder and harder things, right? So no more than 20 minutes for me. I try to keep it actually as short as possible because that's the hardest part as a coach to watch. So the way I do it is usually a 10 or 15 minute run around game, and then 5 to 10 minutes on 3 obstacle courses, and then that leaves me 15 to 25 minutes for rules and open gym. If they are really rowdy, I make these obstacle courses last longer. I'll play, music, and I'll be like, when the music stops, go touch a color, like on the boring obstacle course or something like that, because, a party of 20 boys is a lot to handle during open gym, and I need to make sure everyone's safe first and foremost. So I agree with that. If you start open gym and you're like, this is not going well, pull them over for a group game, do some dodgeball or something all together, relay races, if it's getting too out of hand, because that does happen kind of frequently. Yes and no. Within reason, if it's an older party and I'm by myself because it's only 10 kids and a parent is, and I'm watching, the danger areas, tramp and pit, if a parent's over there passing the rings to them, I don't mind. Coach or parents cannot spot their kids. That's like a big no-no for our insurance. So you can say, oh, hey, I see they were trying to do this. I can help them with that. Our insurance doesn't blame our insurance for everything. Is actually really easy. That's why I'll be like, oh my gosh, I would love to live my glory days too, but our insurance says you can't. Always blame the insurance, because like, what are they gonna do? Find our insurance and ask them? I don't think so. So just tell them, oh, our insurance doesn't allow that, but can I help you with something? Because some parents will do that. That is kind of a common thing. Any more questions before I go teach how to fly really quick if you're interested? Yeah? Do you want to fly? Is it? I'll put Adrian in the bell. I'll do it.
I'm down too. You can put me in the ballet.
You can actually probably do it upwards.
Yeah, like show the height different and the. And the first few times I did it, it was not a lot of speed. It was slightly embarrassing amount of speed.
I'm not in charge of that.
What? What?
Yeah, we need to maybe like. Yeah.
Yeah, please. Please don't forget to put it on or else you'll never go back.
Just try to chuck it on them and then have to loosen that. Is that with me as a kid? This is probably the first time I'm like, I'm too fat. Loosen it all the way, then tighten it just because that person that presses that unintentionally. So I've always loosened and taken my skin like,
And then you guys are gonna be our friends. All of our girls always have to stand on this side, so that way they don't. And I always have parents come and sit here, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I just don't want like a toe flying into your face. So, either this way or this way. I would switch this way. So like partly you could switch it. Like I say, like no blue mat at all, like nothing in this range. Even further this way.